Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Hello, anybody watching it on the stream. Welcome to the SimHanger 4th event. It's going to be a little busy today, so forgive me if I'm a little bit slow in responding at times, as I'm also communicating during the flight as well. But to everybody watching,
hi, it's Alan
now or later on, you're very welcome. Glad to have you on board.
Foxtrot X-ray Mike.
FXMM, thanks.
Anyway, good morning from the Cayman Islands. It's a lovely sunny day here today.
Lucky you.
Wow, Cayman Islands. Wow.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's all right. Some people can have it. Mind you, I can't complain. We've had 3 days of sun in the UK, 3 or 4 days, so that's our summer done.
I'm right.
Morning, Hugh. It's hotter than hell in Vancouver right now, and nobody's sleeping. So this is 10 o'clock in the morning. It's about as cool as it's going to get for the rest of the day.
Okay, guys. So while we are waiting for any late joiners, we have about 25, 30 people here. Just to let you know that I'm sure most of you probably haven't flown in this part of the world. I chose it, one, because I'm familiar with this part of the world. Having been to Lesotho a couple of times, it's one of those countries that is surrounded 100% by South Africa. It's not that small a country, actually. It's 30,000 square kilometers. Fairly sparsely populated. It's about 2 million people, and it got its independence. It was a British colony, and it got its independence in 1966. It's a fairly ancient part of the world, and as we fly over it, you'll see quite a lot of the mountains are fairly rounded, and you may think that the DEM in this area isn't that accurate. But what I can tell you guys is that having been to Lesotho, of course that was many, many years ago, because it's such an ancient part of the world, these rocks, they are very much like that. And basically, bar the little bit of Lesotho that we're parked in at the moment, the rest of the country is just mountain. The main economy is supplying labor into the South African economy, and those workers sending money back into Lesotho. Anyway, so that's a little bit of a brief history. Today we've turned up the difficulty a little bit from where we were. We started off with Cornwall and Devon, which I rated difficulty of 2. We then went into the States, into the San Francisco Bay Area, and headed north, and I rated that a 4 on a difficulty scaling of 1 to 10. And we were in the Alps to Venice, which I gave a difficulty rating of 5. And this one's a 7, so we've turned up the difficulty a little bit. I hope you guys are really going to enjoy the flight, and I think enough yak from me. Let's get going.
Okay, well, thank you very much for setting this flight up, Mark.
Guys, don't wait for me. Feel free to go.
I'm heading for the runway, but it's a very nice flight sight, seeing all those planes departing. Very cool.
I can't take off. Can't get the engine fucking work. They're all going without me. Yeah.
Mark, this is Pops. I'm really having a lot of throttle issues. I'm going to try to stay with you because I want to make where I can keep up with doing all your fly-ins. But I don't know. Isaiah's all working fine this morning.
Pops, turn your volume up.
Okay.
I take it we're cruising at 10,000 feet.
Yeah. For this stage, guys, we need to climb to about 10,000 feet to the first airport. Don't forget to adjust your mixtures. Depending on what aircraft you're in, you'll probably just get to 10,000 feet, and then it'll be time to head down for the landing. Our first port of call is... I've lost it now. Let me find it. Is Matsonya. It's 7,100 feet. So if you're at 10,000 feet, we're going to have just under 3,000 feet to descend. You'll have to descend fairly quickly for that one.
Good evening, gentlemen. Nice to be with you. I thought as it was going to be so tricky, it best come in a helicopter. So here we are.
Oh, I think that's cheating.
Yes, I think it is as well.
There's always going to be...
Yeah, this Pops. Is my volume up enough now?
Loud and clear, Pops.
Alrighty. I had to switch to your tail dragger, so we'll have to see. I'm still having throttle issues, but I'm going to hang in there as long as I can.
Oh, great. Thanks, Pops. Wow, it's so great to have so many people flying all at once. It's fantastic.
Well, it's all down to you, Mark. It's all your hard work.
I've left my plane on autopilot, and I'm using the drone camera just to fly through and see everybody flying. And I just got this little feeling, did I press the autopilot switch? think I better go back and check.
I'm a little bit behind. I'm just taking off now. Right behind Uncle Baldy.
Mark, did you invite any special guests today?
I did, but I didn't announce it on the channel because he had to cancel because of family commitments. So I decided no guests today. You'd have to put up with me, guys.
No problem.
Oh wow, this is spectacular already. Scenery.
Mark, you can be a special guest today.
I thought that was you, Pops.
Oh. Well, I may be the old geezer here, but just trying to make it.
You're probably the wisest, though, Pops.
Well, I don't know if you are the oldest.
I hope somebody else takes me off that record.
Pops is the spring chicken of the flight, guys. He's 74 years old, so if anybody can top that, let us know.
When is his birthday?
February 1947.
Oh, in that case, you're older.
Well, I still have hopes somebody will come along
And
someday.
on the stream, welcome
Oh, wait a minute.
to Mile High
February,
Club.
so it's already been your birthday. Well, then I'm older. I'm from
good.
Hey, Steve,
December.
your flight sim guy.
December of 46.
Nice of you to pop in and say hello,
Yes.
mate. Nice to see you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 'cause that's February of 47, so good deal. Hey, congratulations.
Hello to Samuel
This is
Magro.
Joe Tadero. This is Joe Tadero. I'm 73. I was born in November of 47.
Wow,
Well,
so
we got
you're a challenger for Pops.
Yeah. Yeah, real
Hello
close.
to
Just
Alex
a couple of
Pitbull.
months
Yes,
there.
very close. About
Welcome.
5 months.
Do we have
So,
the
3
youngest here?
I think that would be me.
I'm only 65.
Yeah,
I'm 44.
33.
oh, puppy.
Any advantage?
I'm nearly double that.
Well, you
I'm
can probably say there.
I'm 21 in my head.
There are old pilots and bold pilots, but no old bold pilots.
Yeah. Yeah, I never was.
My girlfriend says I'm 10.
Oh dear.
The only difference, I said, the only difference between men and boys is the price of their toys.
That's true.
That is true.
So, guys, you're starting to get a feel for what the scenery is going to be like, and I can tell you it's remarkably realistic. From what I remember, it's nearly 3 decades since I was in Lesotho, but it's very, very close to what I remember. And it's going to make for some interesting airports, as we'll see as we go.
What were you doing there?
Does South Africa have a national flower, Mark?
South Africa does, yes. It's the flame lily.
Yeah.
And on the thumbnail that I did for this fly-in, if you had a look at it, you would have seen a funny-looking hat with like a cross on the top and what have you. That's the national hat for Lesotho. I'm picking up some icing.
I'm picking up a cup of tea at the moment. My neighbour's little girl said to me, she said, when you were born, Mike, was everything black and white? She's only 6, you've got to, it's just fantastic where they think, isn't it?
Yeah, but you have to reply, actually, there was no telly.
My granddaughter came in the bathroom the other day. She said, "What's that?" I said, "It's a bar of soap." She said, "Oh, we always use the plunger thing."
We got our TV in 1953, personally. Black and white.
Were you the envy of your neighbours, Pops?
We was in the farm. They was starting to get on back then.
That's not good.
We had a telephone, but believe it or not, it only had three-digit number. That's it.
We can see a little bit of ice building up here.
And there's about 4 people on each line, so it was not a good deal.
I got my carb heat on. Shouldn't be too bad. 21 nautical miles to our first landing. There it is.
I never ever in my wildest dreams from my childhood to be doing what I am right now. To me, it's still just amazing.
I said to my wife years ago, you know, if you'd got a sat-nav, you had it in your car, they'd burn you at the stake, you know.
Yeah, I'm proud of I'm proud of the fact that I can still read a paper map like probably many people on here.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for GPS though. I think it's saved in numerous marriages.
You mean you don't have to listen to your wife anymore telling you that you're going the wrong way?
That's right.
Exactly.
Question, guys, if anybody are using the electronic flight bag, are you allowed to actually look at, like Mark put the flight plan, are you actually allowed to view that? Because I'm on VR at the moment, of course I'd have to take the mask off to look at the piece of paper on my desk. So can you do things like that in an electronic flight bag?
Yes, you can. Are you talking about that SimEFB?
I think it was, Mark. I think you reviewed it, didn't you?
I did, and yes, you can basically choose whatever you want. It will put in basic information that it thinks you need. You can then edit that and add in as much as you want, no problem at all. It's a fantastic utility actually, and I'm going to be doing a video in the not too distant future on the Okavango, and I'm going to be using SimEFB for that.
That'll be interesting, yeah.
Well, I'm out of the icing. If anybody's struggling to climb, don't forget to pull back a little bit on your mixture. Okay, so this next airport, we're landing runway 35. So as we approach it, the runway is to the left of the label, if I remember correctly. And you need to sort of circle to the right a little bit in order to do an approach whilst dropping fairly quickly. You don't have to drop like a stone, but you need to drop fairly quickly in order to get down for the runway. The altitude is 7,100 feet for the next airport.
Does this airport have an ILS approach?
Just be thankful it's actually got a runway. It is it's a grass strip runway, and it is literally just to service the town. And in the real world, from what I believe, it is mainly for getting goods in, and for the doctors, the flying doctors, to fly in.
And I thought that Flying Doctors was an Australian TV show.
Sorry, say again?
I thought that the Flying Doctors was an Australian TV show.
There's flying doctors in Africa as well. I'm sure it's a different organization, but quite a lot of places in Africa are fairly difficult to access, so access is by small aircraft normally.
A lot of the flying's with the Mission Aviation Fellowship, and they do quite a few good videos on YouTube which are worth a watch.
So Mark, what were you doing in Lesotho?
I lived in Zambia. I lived in Zimbabwe for many years, and I did a lot of business in South Africa, and so I took the opportunity to just have a short holiday in Lesotho at the time. In fact, my grandparents took me. I'm not catching you guys.
Oh, I can still hear you.
Now I'm following Baldersim, but I'm not catching up on him. What speed are you doing, Baldersim?
100.
Oh, that
I'm
explains
doing 108.
it.
I'm doing 108, Mark.
Okay,
Doing 80.
I'm just pushing my prop forward a little bit, try and catch
right.
up.
I can see you ahead of me. I'm trailing behind.
Are we going to do a touch and go here, or are we going to fly over?
No, it's a landing here.
Okay.
Nearly all the airports are a landing, and there's one touch and go. Before we take off on each leg, I'll just summarize the leg for everybody. So has anybody tried the DC-6?
No, not yet.
Yes, quite hard.
It's hard, but I must say I'm very impressed with it. PMDG have done a good job, as expected, a lot of attention to detail. But I think one of the most interesting things for me is the flight model. I've never flown a DC-6, of course, or anything even remotely that size, but I have had the DC-6 in both prepared and X-plane, and this flight model is as good as X-plane, if not better, in my opinion. So, I mean, I think it's a sign of things to come, and should be a big worry for X-plane.
Well, I like the AFE for a beginner like me. It's very useful, and then step by step you can try to manage a bit more for yourself.
Increasingly, it's hard to see the point of X-plane anymore. I haven't used it in weeks.
It is. I still fly X-plane a little bit, nowhere near as much as I did, of course, but yeah, it's becoming harder and harder.
Well, it's a whole generation behind now, isn't it?
Airport coming up. Yeah, I think it's probably even more than a generation at this time. I mean, its flight model has always been its strength. I need to lose a bit of height here.
I think we're all about to get here at the same time.
That's great. Makes it entertaining. But as you guys come in for a landing here, I chose this airport because it really does show off the harsh reality of what this landscape's like. Flaps down 1 degree.
Yeah, this river south of the airport's amazing.
Yeah, the economy is a little bit of farming. There's some diamond mining, but as I mentioned earlier, a lot of the economy runs on supplying labor into the South African labor market and people sending money back home.
Not much of an economy then.
No. But I need to slow down, so flaps to full.
Landed. That was character building.
I'm way too high. Here we go. Right.
Well, they say any landing in the right field is a good landing.
Unless it's upside down.
Correct.
I'm down. Stop. There we go. Not too bad. Right by Dutch Airways here. Well, that was a bit nippy.
Oh, Dragger sure got a little character to him.
Yeah, it keeps you busy on approach, doesn't it?
All the way down the runway.
Hey Joe, where you going?
Yeah, I overshot the runway.
Come back, all's forgiven.
I'm on my way back, hopefully.
I've just been charged 4 landing fees.
Joe, you're hitting the wrong way. Turn right.
I'm not used
There you go, you're heading back now. You should see us now.
Thank you. Yes, I do see it.
Is there much general aviation in South Africa in the area, Mark?
There's not that much in Lesotho, but in South Africa there's a huge amount. And somebody asked me what the national flower was for South Africa. I said the flame lily. I'm actually wrong. My wife has corrected me. It's a protea. The flame lily is Zimbabwe. And Zimbabwe is where I spent a lot of my time. In fact, I did most of my growing up in Zimbabwe.
My wife's brother lived in Joburg, and Lynn, my wife, has often said that Durban is a beautiful area to go sometime and visit.
It is. It is pretty built up these days, but the one thing that's always struck me about Durban is the humidity was just horrendous. Okay guys, the next leg, we're going to take off we're not going to backtrack, we're just going to turn around and head straight on up. The next airport is also a landing. It's at 7,000 feet, and once again you're going to need about 10,000 feet to get over some of the high ground, and just be a bit careful on the climb out because of the mountains.
Don't take off yet, I haven't landed.
Okay, we're waiting for you.
Little road tax just does 80 or 90 miles an hour.
Level 61 is on base. They're going to do a touch and go and carry on, so I won't hold you up.
Yep, let's head out, guys. So we're just doing. Let's head out and head towards the next airport. Flaps 1 degree down. Oops, a little busy. Here we go. Nose coming up. Keep it straight. Come on, SimHanger. Speed building. Should lift herself off. There we go. Need quite a tight turn here. The ground does lift really quickly.
I've just changed aircraft to the Savage Gravel. Has anyone tried that?
Yeah, I'm in it. Gravel Carbon,
it's
yeah.
a great aircraft.
Yeah.
It's ideal for this terrain, I think.
Yeah.
Mark, I'm going to have to leave you for a little while, see if I can't get one that my flat throttles will work on. I'm dead in the water. Here, I'll try to catch up with you down the line somewhere.
Okay, no problem. Now, I may have made a mistake here. I'm not sure I'm going to get over these hills.
I'm glad you're not the only one thinking that.
I'm following you.
Is that G Chuff?
Yes, it is. I'm doing a touch and go on top of the hill.
I could see that. I followed you.
I might be doing the same.
Made it.
Me too, but I left a few wheel marks on top of the mountain there.
I crashed. What's the key press to get my nose out of the ground?
Yeah, press Y, and then F4 will lift you up in the air, and then Y again, and you're away and flying.
Yeah, I got it. Thanks. Trying to catch up with you guys.
This sim makes your heart beat, doesn't it, when you get close to terrain?
Yeah, it's so realistic, isn't it?
I'm revving the hell out of this thing. I better come down a little bit. Right, where is everybody? Oh, there you are.
I have to say, the more I use this Eurocopter helicopter, the more I like it. It's really extremely good.
I haven't done many hours in it. I've only done about 2 or 3, but I agree with you. I was very impressed.
They keep updating it every few days, and I think they're on version 1.3 now.
Yeah, 1.3 is a lot more realistic. I was an Army helicopter pilot for 3 years, and the first version was not very good, but the latest version is pretty good, actually.
That's interesting to hear that.
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job of it.
There's a switch which used to work on the previous versions called, down the bottom on the left, High NR, and it was supposed to give more power or something, but it doesn't seem to work on this version.
Yeah, I couldn't find it actually on the latest version. I think it's disappeared, but it seems to have plenty of power.
Well, the button is down on the bottom left of the panel, but it no longer does anything.
Oh, right, I'll have another look at it.
I've got a question from the stream. How many of us are flying in VR?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Yep.
Yes.
No.
So quite a few. That sounded like probably 8 or 9 of us, so something like that are flying in VR. I'm not today because I'm managing the stream. If I tried to manage the stream in VR, yeah, I think it would be disaster for me.
Yeah, be difficult.
I'm using the latest NVIDIA graphics driver as well. It doesn't seem to make any difference to the G2, I must admit.
The performance seems to have improved in the last couple of weeks. I'm not entirely sure why, but I'm getting a better frame rate and less stuttering now than I was a couple of weeks ago.
Is that with the latest NVIDIA driver?
Yeah.
Supposedly one of the last Windows updates was supposed to help gaming, quote unquote, but...
What graphics card are you flying with?
3070.
That's why. If it's the latest graphics driver, they are becoming more and more optimized for 30 series graphics cards, unfortunately at the expense of series 10 and 20.
I'm running a 2070 Trio gaming MSI, and it's rock solid. I'm fine.
That's great news. Yeah, I'm. My other system has a 2080 Ti, and I must say it's a great card.
You pleased with your new machine, then, Mark?
I am. I'm pleased with it. I haven't seen as much performance boost as perhaps I'd hoped for, but when DX12 comes out, I'm hoping that it's going to be quite noticeable.
Is that going to cease the reliance on the single thread in the CPU?
To Microsoft Flight Simulator is single core dependent, but it's not single core in its operation. Actually uses up to 4 cores, but it doesn't optimize that. It does load one of the cores almost at 100% of the time. So with DX12, what it will do is offload some of the CPU tasks, and it will put them to the GPU memory for processing. This will free up CPU processing time and hopefully increase performance overall.
But it's going to strain the GPU more.
It will only offload if there's capacity on the GPU.
Yeah, my 3070 runs near to maximum most of the time, so it may not help.
So I don't think you'll see any drop in performance. You may just not see a big improvement. Okay guys, we're coming up on the next airport. And this airport is at 7,000 feet, and we're landing runway 36. So once again, we probably want to go a little bit to the right and then turn in for an approach. And I think this one has a cliff edge at the end of it.
Nice.
There's nothing like a cliff edge to sharpen your mind.
While I'm on
So kind of listening to everyone talk about graphics cards there, that's one thing that hasn't changed in like 30 years of flight simming, is you're always chasing. No matter what. Always chasing the latest, always chasing frames.
And I don't think it's going to change much, you know, I really don't. I mean, we're as fast as CPUs get improved, so the programs get bigger and more bloated and so on.
Absolutely, yep.
But Mark, what's the Xbox going to be like? Because that's a cheap alternative, isn't it?
The Xbox is going to change it, isn't it?
Right.
Well, the Xbox is sort of half the cost of a graphics card, isn't it?
You just can't buy them at the moment. I've been trying to get hold of one. They're always gone every time.
Yeah, they're the Xbox Series X, because I wouldn't get the S, guys. It doesn't have the guts. It'll run Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I suspect you'll be very disappointed with it. But the Xbox Series X, I recently purchased one through Amazon in the UK for £449.
Yeah, there were a few out on Prime Day, weren't there? I missed that.
Don't overrun this runway, guys, because it's a long way down.
We need all the good pilots to land first. Then when I come in, I'll have something to hit instead of going over the cliff.
Brilliant.
The good news is it's quite a long runway. I'm way too fast. This is going to be dodgy.
500.
Yeah, I didn't make it.
Slip it in.
Careful now. Whoops. Gentle flare, let that speed go away. Oh, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
Me too, better than the last airport.
You can't see much over the nose once you've landed though, can you?
No. That's part of the joy.
If you hit your brakes too hard, you kind of dive in as you just crash as well. I've done that a few times flying these.
Right, guys, I think what we want to do is
You got to zigzag your way down the runway.
see if we can.
Yeah, if you brake too hard in a tail dragger, you'll just nose over.
I did that in the Nevada bush trip that they have on here. I'd fly an hour and then I would land and I'd just whack my brakes on and crash and basically have to do the whole thing again. I did that several times.
Oh, well, it's all good practice. It's character building.
Yeah, if I learnt my lesson, right?
Whoops, somebody had a problem at the other.
Has anyone found a solution to the problem where you only see Cherokees sitting on their tail instead of whatever plane people are actually flying?
Well, that's interesting because there are a couple of those, but most of the planes that I can see are what they're supposed to be. But there are a couple of, upended Cherokees around.
I think because I'm in the Got Gravel now, I see a lot of Cherokees. When I was in the Carbon Cub, then I saw a lot of other Carbon Cubs.
Yeah, it's one of your settings has an influence on it, is whether or not in multiplayer you're going to see the default aircraft or not. If you click yes, just the default aircraft, then you're going to see the Moonies and all the default type of aircraft.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, great.
Welcome. Have you just joined us or just joined the voice?
Yes, I'm trying to find you guys. I don't know what server I'm on. I've never done this before, so...
This is the Europe North server.
Europe North. Okay, let me just check that. Alright.
And we're currently at Foxtrot X-Ray Kilo Alpha Platse in Lesotho.
Resume.
Yeah, I'm having
what
some
time
trouble.
of day are you guys flying?
Currently it is about, I think it's about 3:30.
Hey, Pops, you made it.
Yeah, it just started working when I give up.
That's computers for you.
Sure enough.
Now, on the subject of the upended Cherokees, Alan Paul 123, what plane are you in at the moment?
Yeah, so I'm flying the Got Gravel.
Ah, so I haven't got that installed on my system, so you look like an upended Cherokee.
Yeah.
Okay guys, we're gonna taxi back up up the runway so that we take off and go over the escarpment. So if we just sort of head back there and we can head on to the next runway, next airport I should say, which is Lebeking airstrip, and it's also a landing. It's 6,040 feet, but you're going to need again something in the region of about 10,000 to clear the high ground. Hello to everybody on the stream. Thanks very much for joining us. Great to see you here.
On the subject of planes, the GOP gravel is a very good one, and it's free as well.
Yeah, and there's a couple of versions of it now as well.
Yeah, I think there are.
Wow, I see what you mean by a cliff at the end of the runway. Crikey. I'm just going to hover around underneath the end of the runway and watch you all come past.
I'm on my way out of here, guys. Nose coming down. Just passing. Yeah. I'm just following Sugdoza.
That is quite a sight. It's like some huge air show watching you guys all go off.
It's amazing, isn't it?
500.
You doing a left or right turn out, Mark?
I've done a left turn out, which wasn't necessary at all. Just circling over the runway, just seeing the guys taking off.
I didn't get what time of day you guys are flying, or must I restart if I've chosen a different server?
It's about 3:30 at the moment in the afternoon.
Sorry guys.
I was a bit behind also. I had to reset the game for some reason in order for everyone to display on screen. I don't know why, but no one initially appeared.
It sometimes just does that.
Right, yeah. I was so confused as I arrived at the last airport and I couldn't see anyone, and then I decided to reset the game, and it worked.
You can sometimes bypass resetting the game just by turning your data off and the data back on, or changing server and going back to the North Europe server. If you go to the South Europe and then the North Europe, it sort of clicks you back in.
Thanks for that tip.
Yeah, because for me it takes about 3 or 4 minutes to restart the game.
Actually made it accidentally pretty dark though. I can still see though.
Yeah, that's one thing about Flight Sim which hasn't improved at all, is the length of the loading up. Even on the fastest of PCs, it still takes ages to get the thing started. I wonder why it has to be so long.
It might depend also on how many things you have in your community folder, which sort of bloats the whole thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've noticed that. The bigger the community, the slightly slower on the load times.
What's in your community folder has a definite impact.
Oh, this is my first group flight. Pretty cool.
Welcome.
It will be mine when I join.
Oh.
I would have never thought of coming and flying over here, Mark. It's very, very different.
Yeah, it's one of the best.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, it's one of the best things about the group flights is you do tend to do it all over the world, and yeah, you see some incredible things.
I mean, some of the scenery is just stunning.
I think that's the attraction of Microsoft Flight Simulator, is the whole world experience, really.
Absolutely. I agree.
I mean, that thing last time in Venice, that was extraordinary to actually fly around Venice. Quite incredible.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it? I must say. Is it Solvdorfius? I'm following you.
I was flying around Alisund in Norway the other day, and the scenery was so spectacular.
Yeah, that must be another good one.
I can't remember my exact route, but yeah, it was pretty breathtaking.
I'm really struggling to get over these hills. I'm going to follow the valley, I think.
Anybody flying Norway, then Echo November Sierra Foxtrot Airport, which is Stryn, or even Echo November Sierra Delta Ander. What a cracking airport on a field. It is absolutely fantastic.
I've written those down.
Well, for the next fly-in, I got a couple of candidates, and I'm not sure which one to go for. So any feedback? I've thought about Norway, of course. That's a definite option. The other thought I had was Iceland, and the other one was the backcountry in Canada.
I like that.
Canada sounds good.
Come on over.
I've actually done a flight plan, Mark, for Norway. Do you want me to bang it over to you so you can have a look?
Yeah, please. I'd love to see that.
I understand there is free mesh for Iceland, so that's also an opportunity.
Yeah, Orbix have just released free mesh.
Yeah,
I have seen that. Yeah.
Has anybody tried the mesh yet?
I haven't. I've seen it. I've seen it on a news feed, but I haven't checked it out yet.
What is it?
It's a free terrain update, elevation update from Orbix.
Oh, right, yeah.
Is that available in the Sim marketplace, or is it on a certain website?
It's available through the Orbix. It's not Op Center. I can't. Orbix Central, I think it is.
I'll have a look then.
I failed at doing the time zone conversion. I just got here. I thought I was a couple of minutes early, but no.
You're very quiet there, whoever's talking. On my end, anyway.
All right.
Hello to those watching on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining us.
For the next flight, I'd fly anywhere. I just want to find new places.
Yeah, there's always something interesting to be added wherever you go.
Yeah, one place I haven't flown personally is Iceland.
Yeah, I've flown there. It's nice. It's good.
I've done quite a bit of flying in Norway and absolutely loved it.
If you turn on a bit of snow and some few clouds and put it to dusk, it's pretty spectacular.
I've done quite a bit of flying in Canada in the backcountry, and I got to say it's one of my favorites.
Radio check. How's this?
Quiet.
Quiet, but better.
I gotta figure out what's going on.
I think for Iceland you need to be on the north side, and I like Alaska as well.
Yeah, Alaska's a great idea as well.
And you can find bears in Alaska.
I've never actually seen any wildlife yet. I need to do a proper safari run, I think.
If you live near Coventry in England, you'll find some wildlife there, I tell you.
Yeah, they're all swinging from the trees on a Saturday night.
We call them the Slab Crackers Society.
To Tom B. Stone,
if you're looking for fauna, when you go into the sort of search menu, if you look for points of interest and type fauna in, it just shows you all the different animals, and you can sort of launch yourself actually where they are.
And we're on our third leg at the moment.
And they actually move around, so it's quite interesting.
Hello on the stream to Blue Cousin. Nice to have
Let's try
you with
this
us.
again. Radio check.
That's
Better.
good.
Fantastic. Loud and clear.
Yay! So now, all I was trying to say was that I did the time zone conversion wrong, and I just joined a couple of minutes ago thinking I was early. Oh well.
You're not the first one to do that.
So, and I tried so hard. I did the math like 3 times. So anyway, I'll get it started and figure out how to spawn.
I did that on the. I did that on the
us,
second. Go ahead, Mark.
If you want to spawn at our next landing point, which is Foxtrot X-Ray Lima Kilo.
Okay.
I blew the time on the second trip.
Apparently, I'm not sure about this, but apparently you can spawn on one of us if you see us in the map there.
That's true, you
Yes.
can. That's a good idea.
Yes, what I'm attempting to do is not lose my flight plan. So I'm going to load the flight plan and start at the beginning point. But I have FSNE board, the VFR for VR, and then I can teleport to one of the later waypoints. That's what I'll do. That way I can keep my flight plan.
Rakon saying Anchorage is an area heading south. I've flown there. Yeah, that's a good idea as well.
I tried that microlight rudder aircraft, Mark, that you say that you like in VR. It's fantastic, isn't it?
It absolutely blows my mind, that one. It is absolutely stunning. I really feel the movement and what have you. I know I go on about it a bit, but wow, I am really impressed with it.
I was flying through the hangar at White Waltham. Have you tried that?
Funny enough, I have.
We're sad, aren't we?
Is that
any hangar? I fly through it. I don't know what it is. It's like a bee to pollen. I can't help it.
Barnstorming, I think you call it in the States, don't you?
Yeah. Is that the Solo 103? Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly that.
Okay.
And how do you get that?
It's an Asobo aircraft, and it's available on the Sim Marketplace. For VR, it's currently my favorite.
I can actually say it makes you feel quite ill as well if you're not careful.
Yeah, careful looking down, particularly if you suffer from a little bit of vertigo or something.
I was flying the Stearman the other day, and I leant out the cockpit to look and then fell off the chair in the office.
Now that's what you call realism.
My wife couldn't stop laughing for ages.
Well, I'll be trying it. Excuse me. I'll be trying it in the HP Reverb, of course. But Pimax have very kindly offered to send me the Pimax 8KX, and I'm really looking forward to trying the Pimax with the 200-degree field of view in that aircraft. It's going to be stunning. It's going to be stunning.
Yeah, I got a bit confused on what Steve's remarks on that. I don't know whether he liked it or not really, because he said he liked the G2 better than that on the on Flight Sim.
Yeah, a couple of people have mentioned that to me. I think what Steve's saying, and I'm likely, look, I don't know till I try it, because I haven't tried a Pimax since the original 8K when it first came out, and I can tell you I was singularly unimpressed with the 8K. It was awful. In fact, it was unplayable, basically. But this 8KX, I think what Steve's saying is really it's an enthusiast VR headset, and if that wide field of view is important, well, that's the one to go for.
Is the sweet spot larger as well, apparently?
Now, in my experience with Pimax, that has certainly not been the case, but Steve said so. I haven't tried the 8KX, so yes, I mean, Steve should know. So he's been saying that it's a lot wider. So
yes, I can see you guys.
I kind of just skimmed Steve's stuff because I own the G2 and I'm not going to go buy a new headset already. But the overall impression I got was you can't beat the Pimax field of view if that's really crucial to your immersion. That the sweet spot is wider, however, the clarity in the very center is better in the G2. So if you don't mind moving your head around and looking directly at what you want to look at, then it's actually more clear in the G2. The G2 is more comfortable because the Pimax has so much weight on the front with those giant screens. And the G2 I wear for hours. I mean, I go on these 3-hour group flights and I never even think about it.
So I think that just turned my
he's torn, right? He likes the field of view on the Pimax and the wide sweet spot, but he still prefers the G2 for some things.
I think the one thing with the 8KX is you do need a beefy machine to run it. Otherwise, your experience is going to be less than optimal.
Yeah, I already have a beefy machine and I can't run the G2 at full resolution. So, you know.
I'm looking forward to your opinion on it, Mark. I must admit, I've just bought the G2 myself, managed to get it from the States from a friend. And like a friend said, you know,
man, I gave up trying to get the G2.
Well, I contacted them and I got it for $470, but I couldn't buy it because I hadn't got a card registered in the States. But a friend of mine bought it for me and sent it over as a gift, and then I just sent him a check.
That's great.
Bargain. That sounds like an exceptional price.
I mean, this is easy for me to say, and I'm biased because I have the G2, but just don't worry about the Pimax. You have a great headset, and once you get it tuned, the clarity in the cockpit is just outstanding. And
just a quick one on the stream. Lord Humongous, thinking about buying a Logitech yoke and hoping it works on Series X. I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't work on the Logitech yoke, my friend. I don't think that's compatible.
I'm behind your whole pack.
Do I detect a slight South African accent?
Yes.
Welcome, welcome.
How's it?
How's it put?
It's a bit lekker. Go on, but hey, this is my first flight.
Well, you're very welcome. It's all pretty relaxed and casual here. We won't laugh too hard at you if you crash, but we probably will laugh.
All good.
I bought the G2 about a month ago, and I just got around to setting it up yet. I haven't flown with it yet. but I have the Solo and I have the Stearman, which I love, and I'm really liking this Zenith as well, which I just bought for this flight.
Nice. Have you done VR before?
Never.
Okay, so when you get your G2 going, don't start in the Solo or the Stearman. Yeah, if you've never done VR, just take it really slow. If 5 minutes in, if 2 minutes in, you're feeling queasy, then take a break. And start with maybe some kind of big, slow, big cockpit. So you're not looking, you're not getting the vertigo. And then just know that if you do get queasy, that best thing to do is stop, and later that day or the next day, you'll be able to do it a little bit longer. Just don't push it. It sticks with you. If you let yourself get really queasy, it sticks with you.
Copy that.
Yeah, that's
Copy
really,
that.
that's
Sorry.
really interesting. You hear people saying occasionally that they feel a bit queasy with the VR, but I've never ever experienced it myself. Strange.
It is weird. I mean, they say that the reason it happens is kind of the opposite of normal motion sickness. You know, you can get sick like if you're in a car and you're not the driver, because there's a lot of motion going on that you're not in control of, and that's why it can make you queasy. And they say in VR the problem is that you are in control of the motion. Your brain tells you you're moving, but your body isn't moving, and so it's kind of the opposite effect.
Okay, guys, this airport's now coming up. It's should be on your right. Its altitude is 6,040 feet, and I'll see you down there.
Okay.
I'll tell you what does alter your sweet spot and field of view, and that's Jack Daniels.
Well, that was true before VR.
Roger that.
I seem to have lost my flight pen, so I'm just going to follow you guys.
For this runway, guys, you need to come in quite slow.
My stall speed is 18 miles an hour.
It's quite slow.
But I still crashed.
Is this a left entry? Are we doing a left entry here?
Now we're landing runway 29.
I spawned on the runway, and I'm waiting to see if I see any gamer tags show up. I haven't spotted you guys yet.
I got so many people in front of me, I can't even see the runway.
I've got the same problem, Pops. I cannot see the runway for names.
If you can't see anyone else, make sure you're on the correct server.
Yeah, I'm on Northern Europe. That's what we need. That's what we're on, right?
Full flaps.
Yeah.
I spawned on one of you guys as suggested. That worked. To play with the AI settings and the, I don't know, live, all of that.
Yeah, I got to check all that. I've been away for a week, so things are set weird. You are at Foxtrot X-Ray Lima Kilo, right?
I'm Bravo Mark Golf.
What's that?
Bravo Mark Golf.
Oh.
All High Club.
500.
Okay, I guess I went to the wrong one.
No, we are currently at Foxtrot X-Ray Lima Kilo.
Oh, okay, okay.
I literally cannot see the runway because of all the gamer tags that are already there.
Dude. I'll just follow Palmer Heights.
Yeah.
That would be me.
Aim right for the middle of them and fly right into them. You'll make it.
Well, I'm down.
Here we go.
Woohoo!
There's a good utility for removing the gamer tags, and you can just press F12 to toggle them on and off.
What's that called?
There's a flip.
If I could remember what it was called, I'd tell you.
I'll look out for it.
Paid for the whole runway there, you know? Yeah, boys.
Which is the best way of getting this flight plan to you? Can I do it via Discord, the file itself? This is for the Norway trip.
Yeah, if you just put it into the Discord and if you put it in under the event suggestions, then I can download it and we can take it from there.
Okay, the first leg's pretty boring, but it sets you up for the rest, which is character building. And it's some horrendous runways to get into, but you can do it in an arrow.
I figured it out. I turned off multiplayer because I'd been flying the DC-6, and it has that bug. And so I had turned multiplayer completely off. So we'll try this again.
Okay guys, we're not backtracking, we're just going to turn around and take off and go over the cliff again. We're on our way now to Foxtrot X-Ray Sierra Kilo, and that's a touch and go, that's not a land. So let's head out and let's go for it.
Hey Mark, this is Joe.
Hey Joe.
Can you please tell me what type of aircraft am I flying? It's supposed to be the X-Cub. I just want to make sure it's not a Cessna or...
Let me take a quick look. I'll just take a quick look.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Joe, I've got you in the X-Cub.
That is correct. Thank you very much, sir.
I'd just like to say it's great to fly with so many interested people all over the world. I just think it's fantastic. It just blows me away. It's just great talking with all you guys, you know?
Here.
Totally,
Yeah, man.
Totally agree.
This is amazing.
Roger that.
And the one thing about Microsoft Flight Simulator, it has made it very easy to do multiplayer.
This is the closest to friends I have.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to go straight off the edge of this cliff and see what happens. I'm not going to rotate.
I see we've got a A320 with us.
Oh!
Just tripping in a Boeing.
500.
Who's in the A320?
Navman 68B.
He's a braver man than me. This is a great view, all the aircraft flying around. It is just fantastic.
I can imagine us all meeting in a pub somewhere or a bar, and we've all got name tags with our things above our heads. And all
Last
wearing
time I was in
Vietnamese.
this tutu, I was riding mountain bike with world champion Greg Minot. It's steep downhills there.
Right.
also a South African boy from Pietermaritzburg.
Yes.
This is a steep mountain range to climb, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, it's so high you don't get oxygen when you're with your legs. Think you can ride in Joburg until you go to Lesotho. You realize those Lesotho Sky guys have got power. Because they train there, at altitude.
That's great, but can he fly a Piper Cub?
There's a lot of guys from France that come to Lesotho to train in the winter. Because of the altitude.
Yeah, I'm going to have to be a bit careful on the climb here. Carb heat off will help.
I wonder if you can buy some virtual cab screen polish, because I've got some dirty marks on my screen I'd like to polish out.
Yeah, you can get alcohol-free spray, ammonia-free.
There's an add-on with the little man that crawls around outside polishing it.
Mind you, if I drank the alcohol, I probably wouldn't worry about the mark on the screen. I think we're doing a touching.
I spent ages polishing my monitor, and actually it wasn't that, it was the actual screen on the aircraft that had a defect on it.
Well, I was just about to say the same thing. But an illusion.
Yeah, it's very realistic, isn't it?
Okay, once again, guys, you're going to need to climb to about 9.5, 10,000 to clear the high ground. The touch and go is at Foxtrot X-Ray Sierra Kilo. And the altitude there, guys, a bit lower. We're starting to come down now. It's 5,700 feet.
And I've crashed.
Into the mountain?
Yep, I stalled.
Yeah, you gotta watch your speed.
I turned off all the failure mechanics just for this flight.
I'm just gonna circle around to get some heights.
How do we turn ourselves back the right way up?
Why?
Y, F4.
Shift and Y or something, yeah.
That's key Y, not why do you want to turn yourself the right way up.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it was like a joke. Who's on first?
Why? Because MCA.
I'd kind of like to be right side up. Why? How do I do it? Why? Oh, how many times do I have to tell you?
That's a good way of remembering it.
Generally, that's how you stay alive.
I'm back in the game,
I'm not sure I'm going to make this. I'm not sure I'm going to make this mountain. Here we go.
Yeah, just a little circle around, does it?
You're not looking good, Mark.
It's looking dodge, but you know what? Oh, I don't know what I was worried about that. At least 8 inches to spare.
Does my gamer tag say BMG or is it Mile High Club?
I see a BMG other. Is that you?
Could be. Be the only one, yeah.
I see some white paint on the top of that hill, Mark.
That's not paint.
King.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time getting out of here too, Mark. I ran out of nitric oxide for my cup. Hard to find a spot to get out.
Did any professional pilots hit the mountain or only simmers?
Embarrassingly, I do have a PPL and I hit the mountain.
But only in the sim.
Correct.
I don't have a PPL and I didn't hit the mountain. I spun myself back round to get height.
Yeah. Me too.
I normally smoke weed to get high, but this is way better.
Try both at the same time.
Oh, that's how I've learned, so yeah.
See you guys on the stream talking about the Velocity 1. I have contacted them and asked if I can review it. If I can get my hands on a Velocity 1, I will certainly let you guys know what I think of it and how good or otherwise it is. I must say I was quite surprised that it came from Turtle Beach, but they do have a reasonable representation for making fair sound products. But this is their first jump into flight sim peripherals. Didn't see it coming at all.
The psychiatric wards of South London are full of schizophrenics who've been doing that.
The psych ward told me to take all the drugs on the list, and I said I don't do drugs. I said I'll medicate, you know. But yeah, the world doesn't really accept Christians who smoke weed, so yeah. Or should I say the church doesn't accept that? Anyways, let's fly, boys.
Just looking on the Discord, it looks like we got about 31, 32 flying with us at the moment. That's great.
Crikey.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I didn't realize Lesotho was this big.
30,000 square kilometers.
Testing Square Loop 6 with you.
Doesn't look like much of it is habitable.
There's a lot of subsistence farming going on in Lesotho for obvious reasons. But yeah, its internal is either diamonds or agriculture, or basically supplying labor to South Africa, as I mentioned earlier. It's completely surrounded. It's completely surrounded by South Africa
joining, or Lesotho joining South Africa. There's talk.
Why would they want to do that, I wonder?
Well, probably because they can export wheat directly out of Lesotho without going via South Africa. It's always about the money, right?
I'm going to start dropping down.
So I just randomly picked like few clouds and then at like 5 something p.m. local time, and it's incredible. The sun's just going down. All the clouds.
Check. Beautiful.
Yep, sounds good. All the clouds are orange and red. Oh my god.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This is amazing.
Yeah, mic check. You sound good if you can hear us.
James Gardio, it would be great to have you with us next time. Just go to the SimHanger Discord. There's
See, Dutch Airways has
there
gone off on a tangent there.
Just turn off the desktop audio. There's videos there that'll show you how to use Discord, how to use multiplayer. It'd be great to have you guys along with us. Dave McKee, welcome. Thanks for joining.
All in the same direction.
Yes, same general direction in a variety of ways.
Call the NTSB.
Head west.
It's hard to tell how far the nameplates are away from you sometimes.
Exactly. Yes. Yes, sometimes I'll join a flight late and I'll be like, oh, I see you guys. And it turns out, they're like 50 miles ahead of me. Guess I won't be catching up.
Okay, just a reminder, guys, this is touch and go.
Oh,
Just want to ask you.
Runway 33.
I've got a 2 gig graphics card from 2013, so it's struggling a bit.
Oh my
Runway-
gosh.
Runway 33, guys.
Thanks.
3-3. Okay.
What kind of resolution do you have set for that graphics card?
Oh, got this view. There we go. Flaps coming down. 1. That's the airport there in front of us.
I like that tip about setting the time to 5 o'clock. I've done that. It's beautiful.
That's amazing.
Need to go back to Lesotho, man. Oh, this is awesome.
It's just stunning scenery, isn't it?
It's about a 3-hour drive from Joburg, so
Yeah.
not too bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought I got a new head gasket from the last time I went.
I bet. Yeah. I ended up pulling a caravan around Piet Retief area. That blew a head gasket as well.
Oh yeah, very mountainous.
Here we go. On landing here, guys, for any of you flying a Cub or something similar, it'd be strongly advised you check your fuel. At least your tank, because you're probably running on empty.
I'm running on unlimited.
That's the way to do it.
Thanks for the warning. I was literally empty.
One, two.
500.
Mic check. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Oh, sorry. Hi, guys. I've been trying to follow you for a long time, but I've been having technical difficulties with mics and with the sim crashing. So I've really enjoyed it, but I'll try and catch up with you. It's really good. It's Al Watt here. Really enjoyed it.
Great.
Yes,
Great.
mate.
Great to have you along.
Bye.
Bye.
So was that mountain top the runway?
Yep.
Square Loop 6 from the east coast of USA with you.
Hello.
Welcome.
Greetings, thank you. Glad to be with you. It's a struggle getting on board, but I'm here. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I've been trying to get on board as well.
Papa Joe B from the east coast of the USA with you first time.
Hello. I'm on the west coast.
Somebody please tell the politicians that country is not a person.
Here.
You know what I'm saying?
This is just touch and go, but I've landed, so I can film you guys coming, just touching down and taking off. It's amazing to see. Hey, Balderson, how's it going?
Yeah, it's good.
Nice one, Fogger Wall. In comes Lieber Foxen.
Man.
Lima Foxan is showing us all how it should be done. Nice one, Flyer C172.
Hey, Alan Paul on my tail.
Yeah, I'm just doing a bit of formation with you, BG Other.
Nice. Is that a Bravo? Is that a Mooney?
Gents, I've just been called to dinner, and thank you very much indeed for a great evening. I really appreciate it. I shall toast you as you carry on your journey. Cheers. See you again sometime.
Cheers.
See you later.
Thanks for joining. Much appreciated.
Enjoy it.
Bye.
Woohoo! Look at this gang. And a loop.
Right, let's get out of here.
Yeah, baby.
Whoop.
Aerodynamics.
Fly right into the sun.
I've flown an RV7 before. That's pretty cool. Like for real.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Dude built it, so I had all the confidence in it that he was flying it as well. But I wouldn't die. All sketchy. Are we landing at this airport?
Yeah, the next airport is Foxtrot X-Ray November Hotel, Johannes Airport. We're landing, it's runway 28. The altitude, guys, is 5,500 feet. And it is about 26 nautical miles, yeah. And again, you're going to need between 9 and 10,000 feet to clear the high ground.
Mark, I've got to go soon, so I'm landing at NKA US Airport, and I'll see you on your next trip. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much for joining us. Much appreciated. See you next time.
See you next time.
So, Mark, I know you were telling someone what plane you saw them in, but I also noticed that the recommended settings on the Discord channel said to use generic models. I guess I'm confused. I thought if you said use generic models, then you didn't really see what people were in.
That's right. If you're using generic models, you won't always see what people are in. If you're not using generic models, then the sim will try and match it as best as it's able. But of course, it takes more processing power. So I recommend you don't have it on, depending on your system, of course.
I
mean, if you've got a pretty powerful system, then I wouldn't worry about it. I've got generic on simply because not only am I flying and streaming, but there's a whole lot going on here on Discord as well and so on. So
okay,
quite a lot happening.
All right. So yes, you have it on, and yet you were able to tell someone that you saw him in the X Cub. So
yes, because he asked me if he was in an X Cub, and I had a look, and I saw him in an X Cub. So if he's using a default model, whether you've got it on or off, you will see a generic model.
Okay. Okay.
Mark, just to confirm, I am using the generic model.
Yeah, and that's as I saw it. You're in the generic X Cup.
Roger that.
Just looking on stream here. Hello to Steve Bennett. Thanks very much for joining us. Welcome.
Got a 2 gig graphics card, and I'm streaming live, and I'm flying in MFS. And I'm on Discord on an old i5.
How are you doing this? You have your resolution set at like 2 pixels by 2 pixels or what? I mean,
No, it's actually
Well, guys, as you saw, I
all
just
the
ran
settings
out
are
of
on
fuel.
high. It's looking
I should
gorgeous.
follow my own advice.
It's using a lot of VRAM. Let's check. IT, so it's using 2 gigs of VRAM, so 4 gigs in total. It uses some of their system memory.
I see.
Yeah.
Are you flying in 1080p?
Yes.
Yeah, that'll
So,
help.
Isn't 2013 bold. This is actually a world record holding overclocked PC. So if you spend right in the beginning when you build at loss.
I'm finding a PC these days, if you want to stay pretty much top end, you've got a life maybe 4 years, maybe 5, but not much more than that.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm getting icing again. Has anyone here got the Reverb G1 and G2?
Flying a G2?
Have you had the G1?
No, sir.
I
Just a G2.
I've got the G1. I was just wondering about how big a difference it is. One of the reasons I cancelled my order was not only just because I couldn't get it, but I wasn't sure because the resolution's the same. I wasn't sure it was really going to be justifiable. I was just wondering if anybody's had experience in the G1 and the G2.
Yes, I do not, of course.
yeah, I've only read what people say. Most people say that it's not that much different.
Yeah,
but of course, yeah, you'd have to judge for yourself. That's the problem.
Yeah, the feedback I've had is that the resolution's the same. I think the performance is pretty much the same. The colors in the G2 is probably better. The G1 is a little bit washed out, to be fair.
Yeah, and of course the audio in the G2, because they went with that whoever's audio solution it was, supposed to be better, I think.
Yeah, that was the Steam solution, wasn't it? The Valve Index.
Yeah, with the off-the-ear adjustable position speakers. And I think the cable itself, the VR cable, it's still pretty stiff on the G2, but I think it's supposed to be a little less cumbersome than the G1.
Oh, the cable on the G1 is a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's so stiff, it really is, because it's that double cable joined together. I think on the G2 it's a single one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It doesn't split until it gets to the box near the PC.
Yeah, that's much better. The cable on the G1 was the source of the hassle right from the beginning, and it's just too stiff. I agree.
I also find the plastic clip that they give you to secure it to the head strap isn't very good, so I've just used some Velcro cable ties. I find that's much better.
Piece of crap.
I popped mine off a few times, but now I guess it's taught me how to use it because I'm surviving. We're getting along okay now.
Yeah, I put mine on. I've had no problem. It just works.
No, I can read the display of my aircraft really clearly with the G2. It's I'm happy, it seems really good. Bit of a problem wearing glasses sometimes because I find the glasses get a little bit steamed up, but I'm going to go for some contact lenses just for doing this, I think.
Yeah, just the headset will get steamed up too for me sometimes.
That's the one thing with, I think, both the G1 and G2. They do get a bit hot, to be fair.
That's true. I do sometimes have to lift it just to get the heat out.
Yeah, me too. Particularly if I'm spending more than an hour and a half in it, I can definitely feel the heat build up.
We were talking about... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that my G2 was my first headset, but the cockpit is razor sharp. If it was just a little bit sharper, I could read some of the Garmin text. But I love it. It's just that I can't get the rest of my system to. I need to go from 90 to 100 on the render scale to get that extra resolution, and I can't.
Right.
It just crashes on me.
I've been using those VR cover replacement things, goggle parts, and they really help because they bring your eyes closer to the screen. I think it does seem to help with the sweet spot. Whether you guys try that?
I've done it. I'm using it, yeah. I switched, I got it, changed to it, thought, well, I'll try it for a while, and then I just never changed back. Been using it ever since.
Yeah, it's very good.
And as far as the clarity in the cockpit, I don't like say this on the forums and stuff because people think I'm just a VR nut and that because there's always this debate. People go, well, is VR as clear as my 4K monitor? When I look everywhere on the screen, it's like, well, no, your eyes aren't as clear.
Just looking at the stream comments again, guys. Lord Humongous, wonder if they'll add helicopters to this. They've already a number of third-party helicopters available, one from Fly Inside and the H135 which is a freeware, and the quality is pretty good. It's getting pretty good reviews. So helicopters are in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Hi, Chris. I think the S, you'll play at 1080p, very basic. I think you'll struggle a little bit with the S. Don't forget, it's only got 8 GB of memory as opposed to the 16 GB that the Series X has got. It is playable, but I think you can have low to medium settings across the board rather than the X, which will give you medium to high. Yeah, it's something I got to be honest, I've been thinking about it, but some of the prices I've seen just scared me off. Is this contact lenses? Really? I've just been too nervous to go for that. Jeez. Wow, I'm way too high here. And it's true every time. You think I'd learn, eh? No runway lights here. The 28, runway 28. Altitude is 55. Yeah, I'm just doing a quick circle to lose a little bit more height. I'm going to follow Pippo the Clown in. Okay, flaps are at full. Advance my prop. I can't hear. Right, here we go. Okay, let's go on down.
Ah.
I wonder if this place has got some nice beers and some chow.
Oh.
Has anyone had Maluti beer? It's a Lesotho beer.
No, I've never been that brave.
No.
Actually quite nice. Though I do prefer Windhoek from Namibia.
Ah, dang. There was, it was too dark. I couldn't see the trees at the beginning of the runway, and I have damage turned on. I saw them when my landing lights lit them up. Oops.
Is this a downhill takeoff?
Yeah, we're going to take off in the opposite direction to the way we landed and go again straight over the edge of the cliff. Is everybody down? I think so.
Not me.
Yes.
I've got 5 miles to run, Mark.
Okay, we'll just wait a few minutes. Just looking at the stream here, guys. Yeah, James, it is still daylight, but as you can see, the daylight's starting to
Down
fade now. Anybody can fly anytime they like, although
Just
takeoff
respawning
was
after crashing
recommended
into the trees.
for 3 o'clock.
Turn the time of day down a little bit, or a little earlier, so I can see the trees next time.
I'm on 3 mile finals.
No problem. Whilst we're waiting, guys, I think we can taxi to the other end of the runway. Prep for takeoff.
Oh, so we're going to take off on 28
No.
or 29?
No, we're going to take off the opposite way to the one we landed. What did we land on? 28.
Okay, so we're going to take off on...
Whatever the opposite is.
Yes, 100.
My brain just can't compute what that is right now.
100.
I'm looking around. Am I the only one in a caravan? Looks like I might be. Oh, maybe there's one.
Are you at the start of the runway?
I'm in the front row here waiting to take off.
Yeah, I don't think you're the only one in the caravan.
Okay, guys, let's head.
ATC, you guys are ready for takeoff.
So here I am in the front with no flight plan. What direction are we going to be going?
Okay, so we're departing. We're going to be heading 280. This is our last leg now, guys. We're heading to Foxtrot X-Ray Mike Hotel. And it's arrival runway 14, so a circle to land. Altitude's 5,150 feet, but once again we got some high ground.
Runway's yours, Aeroworks?
Runway 14.
Copy.
Hey Fuzzy Texan, welcome to the stream. Thanks very much, man.
There we go, there's the runway.
I heard somebody say something about NTSB earlier, and I didn't realize it was a gamer tag. Call the NTSB.
Yeah, it's so funny.
So I'm following Tipped Bird and Foggerwall.
Aeroworks, un minuto.
Mark, if I don't get a chance to tell you at the end of the flight here, sure do appreciate you doing this. I'm looking forward to doing it, number 5 with you.
It's my pleasure to have you guys with me. Just great to share the passion, actually.
Which is probably the best thing I've done in 2020 and 2021. Those group flights.
Been following your YouTube videos for quite a while, but this is my first opportunity to fly with you.
Same here.
Oh, it's great to have you guys along. Because, you know, it's all good to have all the serious stuff and what have you, but for me, a lot of the flight simming, this is what it's really about. Just flying with friends, having a chat, comparing notes, discussing various hardware and software. This is fantastic.
Agreed.
Especially with you emceeing it.
And this is a beautiful country.
Yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying the scenery.
Absolutely.
Different.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Look at that sunset.
Be good if you could do British Columbia or Alaska. That would be very good.
Yeah. Sugdoza.
Yeah.
Al, how are you hanging in?
I've had a lot of disasters today, audio-wise. Couldn't hear, couldn't speak. Couldn't get any engine power. Had to change planes. It's been a nightmare, but I've really enjoyed it.
Okay, just checking, buddy.
British Columbia is one of my favorite areas to fly in.
Hey, Mark. Sometimes you have special guests, right?
Yeah.
Does it? This is a touchy. Does it matter if they're a YouTuber? I mean, because you guys are all competing for views, right? But at any rate, there is a lady that reviews a lot of bush planes, and she seems to fly in this kind of Alaska, British Columbia area. It's AV Angel.
Seen her. Yeah.
And she gets these reviews out for these planes really quick, and so I end up watching a lot of her videos. She's very knowledgeable, and she might know the area super well. It might be kind of cool to have a special guest and fly with her in that area.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's a great
I follow
idea.
her.
Where I can.
First hold.
As I said, that there was a guest lined up. He's a big YouTuber. Makes me look like very small fry. Whose name will remain anonymous for now. And he had agreed to come on, and then he had some family issues. And wasn't sure whether or not he could join me or not. And it was only actually this morning that he said he had to apologize to me, which he didn't need to do, and said he couldn't make it. But I'm not competing for views. YouTube's a hobby of mine and a way for me to share my passion and whatever. And I'm very thankful for everybody that supports me. But I'm not really here to compete with anybody in terms of how many views or subscribers I have or something like that. I get a lot of satisfaction from getting subscribers and what have you, because I feel all the time and effort I put into it's appreciated. But that's why most of Steve, Q8 Pilot, VR Flight Sim Guy, all these guys I've had on, they're also YouTubers.
Yes.
And if they can gain some subscribers at the same time, well, that's great too.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know anything about her, like what time zone she's in, or I believe, I just feel like she has real life experience as a pilot, but I don't know that. But she's really into I think it's British Columbia, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, so did you say AV Angel?
Yeah, AV Angel is how it's pronounced, and it's just spelled out AV Angel.
Okay, I'll definitely. I'm not familiar with her, but I will definitely look her up.
I think she's British, and I don't think she's ever been a pilot.
Okay.
Her last video she did about, well, I mean, not last, couple of videos ago, she was talking about how her passion was learning to fly, and how she started simming as a little girl and things. So you know, I'm not sure she's a real pilot. You know, she's a full-size pilot, but
Right.
she's certainly worth looking at. Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, it'd just be great. There's so few females in the flight sim space. It'd just be great to have more. And I
Yeah.
wish there was a way to attract more female pilots. It'd be a great thing.
Yep.
AvAngel just did a video flying out of Stewart, BC, and she's looking for a logging camp that she used to fly to, and I think she referred to a TV show called Back to the Wilderness or Return to Wilderness or something like that, and I got the impression that she was at some point a pilot.
Oh, really?
That was my impression.
Yeah, well, that would be interesting to find out. If
Yeah.
she joined the flight, and yeah, I think I didn't see the video, but she was looking for this like lost landing strip. Not to ruin it. I was going to say not to ruin it for myself, but she found it, right?
I couldn't find it yesterday. I went looking for it, but she didn't put a map, so I couldn't really find it anywhere.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There's our group flight.
Well, it sounds like, guys, you have a lot of questions already for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did she say all her planes are she's? It could be he's.
Oh,
but
that's funny. I noticed that men do that too. Planes tend to be she's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to fall into that category. Yeah.
It's a nautical thing.
Ah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only plane I think is a he is the DHC Beaver. That is a monster.
Yes. Yes.
I'm wondering if
I think
Go
I've
ahead.
crashed more times in that than anything else.
And is that in Microsoft Flight Sim, or is that from another?
No, that's my favorite aircraft in X-Plane.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish they'd do it in MS.
But the flight model in that one is just amazing, and wow, what a handful! I know it's a single engine, small tail dragger, but what a handful to fly! Reminds me of the old FSX days and the Jetstream 41. That was another handful.
It's even a handful in RC. I have one in RC.
Oh my gosh.
I'm low on fuel, so is there a next airport?
Yeah. I have an RC1 too. I fly helicopters and RC, and I've got one of those as well.
You know what they define an RC helicopter as? A bunch of parts just trying to fly apart at the same time.
Absolutely.
I think you can increase your fuel from the menu, right? If you wanted to.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, you can.
Okay.
I just joined in the last part. Hello, Belgium here.
Hello, Belgium.
What is up, Belgium?
I'm Sparky Sven. I'm also a big fan of Steve's channel. We're getting pretty close.
Sparky Sven, you're very welcome.
I finally got it. My visitor was here having dinner, so they were all leaving now, and now I can set up my table again with all the Honeycomb Bravo Alpha and the VR sets, and I'm catching up with you guys.
Were they aware that you were kicking them out?
No, I was just being nice, and they was like, "We're going home," and I was like, "Yes, go home," without saying it.
Or were you dropping a hint by walking past them, carrying carrying the breakfast cereal?
No. I was not like this. I was the perfect host.
They're wondering why he's wearing a VR headset, though.
Okay, guys, we've got the final airport looming ahead of us here at Mohale's Hoek Airport. It's 5,150 feet, and we are landing runway 14, so it's join the pattern to land.
I kind of cheated. I took the turbo arrow to catch up.
I was lucky you didn't join earlier then. Some of those airports would not have liked the turbo arrow. It's a great aircraft though.
Yeah, I just love it.
You know,
Autopilot
like I
off?
said, I'm in the Caravan, and the first time I flew it was I joined a multiplayer flight, and it's the one they recommended because of the altitude they needed, the speed they needed, so on. And I hated it. I was horrible. I couldn't land or anything. And then there was an update to the sim that said that it had made some changes to it, and I tried it in another group flight and really liked it. And now it's kind of become one of my favorite. I think of it as a big old lumbering cargo plane, but it's really a short takeoff and landing and good bush plane.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. I almost chose it for this flight as well, and I used the freeware improvement mod from Flight Sim TO. I like it a lot.
I just came across 2 mods on Flight Sim TO for the 172 G1000. One is on floats and one is bush plane.
Yes,
bush
I got those too. Yeah,
they are so good and so much fun to fly. With a higher horsepower engine, you have to hold it back. It wants to just go.
Okay. Yeah, and the arrows. What made me think of that is how much I like the arrows and why I'm not flying one today. And I was like, oh yeah, because I picked the Caravan. And the DC-6.
The arrows are nice, just like the subtle feeling of keeping the engine alive after starting it up and so on. It's just little details that makes this plane so nice.
Yeah, then I got the DC-6 recently, and now, my gosh, what a handful.
I'm getting it next week. I was waiting for my new paycheck because I've been paying so many add-ons this month. Is crazy.
You won't regret it. That DC-6 is something else. It really is. Highly recommend. I haven't got to grips with it. I've only done about 6-7 hours with it so far, but wow.
I hope they get the multiplayer thing fixed real soon so we can do group flights or something.
Yeah, shared cockpit. That'd be amazing.
I would love that feature. It's on the list, Alsobo, but I don't know when they're gonna release it or fix it.
Yeah, and the DC-6 has a bug in it that you can't even have multiplayer turned on or you'll just crash the desktop.
Oh, really?
Really?
I didn't know
that.
Yeah,
well, when it first came out, and I was away for a week, but I don't think they fixed it. If another DC-6 is in the area, then one or both of you will crash to desktop.
I think they have fixed that because I saw another stream where they were flying 2 of them in the same stream, and they made it.
Yeah, the Australian simmer did it today with 2 or 3 of them. They were not crashing the desktop, so.
Okay, I'll have to look into that.
They did have a patch that came out yesterday, I think.
Oh, okay, great.
I actually won a copy of it on another stream, and I still haven't had the nerve to try it yet. I'm still reading the manual.
The DC-6?
Yes.
Wow, that is a big prize. Holy smokes.
They just did a random draw. They did a random drawing. There were like 300 or 240 people. You just signed on in the stream, and as long as you were there, and in fact, I wasn't there when they called my name. I had to leave, but as long as you'd signed in on the stream, you were eligible.
Wow. Yeah, reading the documentation. Yeah, you got a 68-page introduction, a 330-page ops manual, a 35-page tutorial, and another 25-page tutorial.
Yeah, but I love your review of Mark. It was nice and simple, and just the overall view of it was nice. The other ones, they really go deep in details, which is also nice, but you have to have the time.
There's also a patch that someone put out, I haven't unloaded it yet, that actually lets you use a checklist from within the sim. Like some of the other checklists, as you're going through it, it highlights where the control is, illuminates it, and then tells you what it needs to be so you can get used to where things are.
Okay, so that doesn't come with it by default. It was like a add-on for it?
Correct. Yeah, and it's free. I mean, there was no cost for it. There's a gentleman by the name of the Flying Fabio that I was following before I picked it up at.
Yeah, okay.
Guys, can I ask you to just run up to this, to the further end of the airport where most of the aircraft, where Boulder Sim is and Flyer C172, etc. I'd just like to get a group shot if I may. And also there is a giveaway today. It's a £25 voucher from Just Flight. And it will be a random draw from anybody on the Discord. So I will just run that now quickly. Is everybody down?
I'm on downwind.
Yep.
I'll just wait a moment then, let everybody get down.
I just landed very badly, but I made it.
Don't wait too long. My fans are screaming at me.
I had a prop strike, nose dive on my braking.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, let's run this. Okay, so the winner for the giveaway today is Sujins, if that's right. Sujins?
Oh, hello. Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Well done. That's a £25 gift voucher from Just Flight, and it's a multi-use one, etc. If in the Discord you just drop me a private message,
right,
with your name and email address, which I need for the gift voucher.
Absolutely.
And I will then arrange to send you the code for the gift voucher, and you'll then be able to use it by logging into Just Flight, etc.
That's fantastic.
So, congratulations. I would also like to thank everybody on the stream that's been with us. Thank you very much. I appreciate your support. I hope you enjoyed it, and a special thanks to all you guys that have flown with us today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Some different scenery today in Africa, and in about 2 weeks' time I'll be posting the details for event number 5. And remember, under event suggestions on the Discord, guys, if I could have your preferences: Iceland, British Columbia, backcountry, or Norway, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you everybody for joining us, and see you on the next one.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Bless.
Thanks,
Bless.
Mark.